honorable judges and respected audience. My name is Anindya representing from Senior High School 3, Surabaya. In this occasion, I'm gonna be the opposition team who rejectly the motion this house would give social service and skill training for gambling offenders rather than imprisonment. Okay, so back to the topic. Gambling may seem victimless, but in reality it destroys families, fuel debts, and drive financially crimes, giving offenders only social service and training skills, undermining justice, deterrence, and public safety. So in this occasion, I'm gonna be against the House's policy. So deterrence and rules of law. The purpose of law is not only rehabilitation, but also deterrence. If offenders know the worst they face is only social service and skill training, many will take the risk, right? So from there alone, the punishment given is very unclear. For example, in China and UAE, gambling carries prison terms or heavy penalties. These strict laws have kept public gambling far less visible compared to countries with limited measures. So, ladies and gentlemen, without strong deterrence, underground gambling spread unchecked. Prison sentences alone do not necessarily have a deterrent effect on gamblers, let alone providing social services and skills training. Okay, for the next argument that I'm gonna say is justice for victims. What does it mean? Gambling is detrimental activity that has domino effects. What that is mean? So, which has a big impact not only for ourselves but also on those around you. For example, families suffer bankruptcy and then domestic disputes, even violence due to gambling debts, imprisonment sentence due to gambling debts, and then example of that case is like in South Korea, 2020, court sentenced illegal online gambling operators to prison after families reported. So, ladies and gentlemen, families suffer and etc. Would more community service satisfy the victims? Of course not. So justice must match the severity of the harm caused. So back to the motion, there are social service and skill training. So social service is also it's only a range of public service intended to provide support and assistance towards particular groups. And skill training is only the process of developing learning and enhancing specific abilities to improve job performance or role and etc. So ladies and gentlemen, the third argument that I'm gonna say is risk of re-offending about the motion. So we know that in Indonesia itself, gambling is still rampant. What does it mean? Even though there are written laws regarding the gambling addiction is highly relapsing. So, social service cannot guarantee an offender will not return to gambling. So, prison and the very least remove offenders temporarily from the environments that trigger addiction. For example, I'm gonna say that 2019 in South Korea again show relapse rates remain above 60% among gambling offenders who underwent only counseling. Now, this shows that without strong legal consequences, the cycle continues. So, ladies and gentlemen, after we know that the House policy is only give social service and skills training for gambling offenders rather than imprisonment, I'm against this motion because of why we already know that in Indonesia itself, gambling is still in high scores, right? So, when we prevent that case only with social service and skill trainings, I guess it's not really good help to prevent that. Because of what? That sounds so criminal case, and I'm against that motion because it's not how do we supposed to prevent that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this shows that without strong legal consequences, the cycles continue. I mean, in my argument, it says that I'm gonna do deterrence and rule of law, and that means it's not only rehabilitations like service, social service or skill training, but also do something who can deterrent or prevent that case, which is gambling offenders. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening my argument in this debate. Thank you so much.